because there, that should stop it.
Yeah, let's do the damn thing.
Let's do the thing. I had you on speakers is. All right. Well, we already have 0 viewers. That
That was quick.
got there fast. Who's going to be our first viewer? Well, we have our first viewer. Our first viewer is on Facebook. Who is it going to be?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, first
So,
viewer.
hi, first viewer. You
Oh,
are.
it wasn't Invasion, but Invasion's the second viewer. Hi, Dusty. It's our favorite Dusty Ratliff.
Dusty, what is up? Dusty knows about all things that we can do here at Sun Distributing. We make shit happen with the quickness.
Dude, we're doing it. It's all right. It's a little cold over here on this side of the world, but
Look, my computer says it's 39 degrees. It's like a freaking heat wave.
that's weird. Mine says it's 40.
Be warmer on your side of the building.
I know, but I don't think that's the computer. That's the actual temperature. I think it's like the Microsoft's version of the Weather Channel. I think it's like AccuWeather or something.
Yeah, but why does yours say 40 and mine says 39?
Geolocation. It knows exactly where we're at in the building. They're
Side of the
watching
building's
us,
warmer.
but it's warmer from the outside, I think.
I have to help somebody out there trying to ask about Computer Cut not being a Solar Guard dealer, and I am the go-to place if that's going to be the case.
Travis, why? Why would you say something like that? What's up, T Town? Tell us what's going on, Trav. I feel like this is story time. Oh, there'd be better days. It's just the one bolt. Don't let one bolt control your future actions. What was the hardest part of it? Had a Kia K5, canceled that too. K5s are fun. I got a buddy at a Kia dealership that feeds me K5s and Fortes all the time. I honestly like the Kias. I like tinting them. I feel like they don't cause me trouble.
Kias are good. Kias are definitely good.
I'll take those over Broncos. The Bolt has the rear spoiler that covers a lot of the rear window at the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I shrink a lot of spoiler cars at Tint Squad, but we use the plotter, so that's kind of like cheating, I guess.
Pumpkin
Yeah.
eater.
You know what's funny? I love Kias and Hyundais too. And the Hyundai Santa Fe is what kicked my ass at the reunion because I want to say it's because I didn't adjust my slip, but where see I can have is this down or is this up? That's up, 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 up,
Right is
up,
up,
up, up, up, up,
left is
up, up, up,
down.
up, 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 up. Oh, that's loud.
What are we shooting for?
Just a little bit louder. Testing, testing. Am I too loud now? Way better. You can't tell me way better while I'm still turning the knob.
There's a 10-second delay, Alex.
Oh. Dude, like I think Ryan will get this too because like we're northern tinners
We are.
and Atlanta is not the north.
And just so you know, I'm king of the north, so don't fuck around. Oh, shit. Wait, I just went there. I went all the way there. All right, so where we're at, because I was just trying to help somebody get computer cut. And by the way, where are you, Dusty? Thank you for telling somebody about us and computer cut, because we are the bomb diggity when it comes to one thing you're going to realize with Sun Distributing and all of us here is manufacturers out there and suppliers alike respect the hell out of us. And there's a reason for that because we don't fuck around. We get shit done. I've been doing this for 35 years. Alex has been following me for God, what, 5, 6 years now?
Something like that.
Alex got him a little experience and knowledge under his belt. I try to teach all my employees everything that I know, including business ethics, because well, I came from the tinting side of thing. I am a window tinter, and I know what window tinters want. I am what window tinters want. Wait a minute, I am. I try to be. Sometimes I might mess it up. I hope not to mess it up. And if I mess it up, I encourage anybody to tell me I'm messing up because you know what? The reality is, I know what I wanted as a tenor. And I run my business based on the be who you needed mentality. And just in case anybody's curious, I am the first one that said that. Somebody else is saying that over and over. And you know, what's funny is in the title, I was going to say, bring your tissues because I might hurt some feelings today. But I'm putting it on the table today. I'm just not. I've been trying to be kind to everybody in the industry, even though there's some in the industry I don't believe in what they're trying to do. And I just try to keep my mouth shut. Now, I'm not going to openly throw people under the bus and tell you the truths about people that are trying to be something that they're not, but I want to. I want to really bad because I watch people getting things over on you. And honestly, I just don't feel it's right. Oh, God, it's time for my third pill. Stupid.
He's on birth
By the way,
control.
I'm on birth control. And if I don't take them, bad things are going to happen. I'm way too old to get pregnant. What?
Dang,
Oh,
dang.
wow. What dang?
Nothing. I was wondering what Wilcox is up to. He's been busy. I've been watching him.
What do you
He's
do?
out here making
I need
moves.
to adjust my
He's just
slip on that Hyundai.
Yeah, we both tinted the same car, but
You're
he did more
twinsies.
better.
He did more better. Will
Yeah,
happen from
he
time to
actually
time.
well, he started on the Volvo. That was his first round vehicle. Oh no, no,
Oh.
no, no. I think the Volvo was his second round vehicle.
So you know what's funny is I don't know what's funny. You took the list.
Oh yeah.
We should have we should have both had the list.
What about them airline prices? No, I'm just kidding. S-
Airline
yeah.
prices are
So
fun.
speaking of Dusty Rat Lift and Computer Cut, like I had a customer yesterday. He's actually thinking about making the switch, and he's using DigiCut right now. And there's like some things he likes about it, and some things he doesn't like about it, and he's wanting to try other softwares, and he kind of wanted to know why Computer Cut. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of explained off of my experience and watching Charles use it, and from what we use it, and I understand like patterns come from tinners, and not every tinner is going to do the same thing as other tinners. Everyone has their own preference to what a pattern should look like, and um, in my experience, every time I go to Tint Squad, I feel like there's less hiccups with the patterns because Charles is actively paying attention to what he does and doesn't like, and then he makes his adjustments, and everything's golden. But like it's not like that with every pattern though. Like the majority of the patterns I feel like are legit, like right off bat. But like I don't know, Charles is real picky and he's real antsy about like certain things. So that could just be a Charles thing. But um
Well, and like let's look at we had one customer that we called and we're like, hey, 5 days from now your trail's gonna end. And Computer Cut they go through a third party licensing company, so they actually license your computer for it. So the trial is like 30 days. They don't get to it's not a day less, it's not 31 days, it's just 30 days. But so we call this customer, and Alex tells me that he's like, yeah, the only thing that I didn't like about it is um, Camaro racing stripes. I needed to do racing stripes on a Camaro, and they didn't have them. And Alex didn't know this, but I was like, Alex, Computer Cut has a graphics designer that is free of charge for computer users. So if you need racing stripes for a Camaro, you tell them you need racing stripes for a Camaro, and they give you racing stripes for a Camaro free of charge. Anything that you need. If you've got a something you want to cut out of film, you know, I'm sure you've seen the Niro stuff. He likes to post his stuff that he does. That's Computer Cut. That's I have an idea and I want to do something, and you just shoot an email and say, hey, this is my idea. Here's a picture. I need to make this something I can cut out, either in vinyl or window tint. It doesn't matter. They'll just make you a cut file for it, and it goes into your database. And the other cool thing is, um, everybody has the cut files database that of all the custom stuff. So you have access to like over 1,000, or I don't know how many. I shouldn't say over 1,000 because I haven't never counted them, but a bunch of people's databases. And the best part is by shooting an email, you don't have to look through everybody's database individually looking for a Camaro racing stripe, but I can promise you they've made Camaro racing stripes and put them in somebody's database, and they know whose. So you tell them you need it, they're going to grab that file, and because they do all this free of charge, they can just quickly share that with you. And if they don't have it, say it's something really, really crazy, like you want to do some etching on a mirror for somebody who owns a bar that you tinted their bar for them, and they're like, what would be really cool is if I could do my name across the mirror right there. And you're like, I can do that. And then you just tell Computer Cut, hey, this is the dimensions of the mirror, and I'd like something that lays in the center nice and easy. And you would be amazed. Usually within a day, sometimes a couple of days, but they are really efficient about it and they give you good, clean cut files. So that's something that most people don't know, and no other cut software offers. And like I said, it's free of charge. And did I mention now with computer cut? Oh, by the way, the inventors of their computer cut is where computer cutting came from. Back in 1998, Gary Benoit had an idea. He was tinting windows next to a sign shop, and he was like, "Hey, we should be able to do that." And he created the first database, and the majority of the databases out there from old cars back come from him. And a lot of the newer databases, if you see a startup company and you don't notice that it's obviously a rebrand off of this platform or that platform, the pattern database probably came from Computer Cut. Um, Now, not everyone. Somebody mentioned um, DigiCut, and DigiCut. There is something to like about DigiCut. It's so simple; you don't have to learn much to use it because it doesn't do much. And that's the other thing. If you, like I said, I don't care. I'm going to hurt feelings. If you feel you got to tag somebody because I'm talking shit about them, bring them in. I'll talk with them here. I truth is truth, and sometimes it doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. Sometimes if you can um, learn the truth. But the truth is another thing that Computer Cut listened to is flat glass people saying, "Boy, I really wish that I could cut flat glass easier because I got all these." Have you ever cutting flat glass with a plotter is not a difficult task, but laying it out the most efficiently you can is not the easiest task. So, there's apps, you can Google apps that will help you define your or lay out this stuff. And sometimes they're a little wonky, sometimes they work, but either way, they're not going to give you cut files. So they're just going to tell you where to put them, and then you're still going to have to enter them in Computer Cut. Or you can go into Computer Cut and the flat glass layout, tell it what size windows and how many of them you have, go down the list, and then click arrange. And what it's going to do is it's going to put it right into your cut area, exactly the most efficient way that you can do it. So,
Dude,
um,
Highlands Outdoors, what's up, bro?
what is
Welcome
happening?
to Tool Talk or Tint Talk, I should say. We've evolved, and yeah, I'm Alex. This is Rick.
Oh,
Mirrored camera.
not mirrored camera. That's the problem. If we wasn't looking at ourselves, it would be way better. So yeah, there's just so many features packed into Computer Cut, and that's why they can get away with charging $260 for tint patterns a month when everyone else is out there charging between 140 and 160. And guess what? Now I offer Computer Cut no matter whose film you use. And this is my take because I'm a tinner and I know what tinners want, and I'm going to be who I wanted and who I needed. And who I needed was somebody who didn't pin me against the wall and say, "Well, you can't use our product if you don't um, use our film." And I also don't want to be pinned to the wall saying you have to pay twice as much if you use somebody else's film. So now I get to distribute this, and nothing against Computer Cut. It's a great business model. It's kind of a pressure tactic to help you or encourage you to use their film. But because for whatever reason, companies in this industry love me. They're like, "Yes, yes, you can go ahead and sell our product, and you don't have to put the restrictions on them. You can sell it any way you choose, and we're going to charge you this much, and you can charge whatever you want." And I'm thinking, well, I don't really have to touch it, so I can give it to you guys for a price. I really should be selling it for about $180 $190 a month, and maybe one day it is going to go up to that, but for right now it's not going to go up to that. And for right now also, you guys might sign up for $150 a month, and when the price goes up, as long as you're paying as much or more than what I'm paying, your price won't go up. So you'll be locked into that price for as long as financially it makes sense. I mean, I'm not going to sell you 5 quarters for $1, but 4 quarters or less for $1, I'm in. I have 100 windows. A local manufacturer brought me, used computer cut and cut them all out, turned 40 windows out in 4 hours, made it so much nicer. Yeah. So and that's the whole thing. And Dusty, he was did the trial, and I mentioned in the beginning that he knows we make shit happen quickly. Normally, and the reason we try to reach out to you 5 days prior to your trial ending is because sometimes it can take a couple days to get your license activated, and we don't want you to have any hiccups. But as we found out with Dusty, he let it lapse, didn't think about it, and then this job falls in his lap, and he's like, "Shit, what do I do?" And he calls and he's like, "Guys, I'm in a little bit of a pinch. How fast can you get me turned on?" And we're like, "I don't know. We haven't been in that position. Let's make a phone call and see what we can do." And we had him up and running in no time. And so, but we don't recommend that method because it creates anxiety, and we like to help set an anxiety free environment for us and everybody around us, if that makes sense. And coffee, Alex, did we get coffee?
Yep.
I don't even
I
know
can't
what I was
remember.
doing.
I can't remember if I turned the burner on or not though. But there's coffee. There's a full pot. I think I turned on the burner, but I'm probably tripping.
Even if you didn't, it's still probably plenty hot enough because that was just not too long ago, or maybe it was.
No, it
I
was
don't know.
like it was before the vacuum sealer, like moments before.
Speaking of vacuum sealers, Tim, Alex is going to tell you how you win this round, but I'm not done yet.
Yeah, so Tim, yeah, so we did get one, but the issue is that it doesn't want to vacuum the pressure that we want it, and I th- I personally think it's because it's originally meant for like meat and food packaging, and it won't like pull that extra little bit for a towel. You know what I'm saying? But they do make them. They're really expensive, and I think the price point starts at around like 2,000, 2,400, something like that. But it's I can't remember the exact. Yeah, yep. You're right. But they do make them. They're cheap, and there's really no way around it. Even if you look at like Chinese stuff, it's still pretty expensive. Not available on Amazon. I think the one that we were looking at, what was it called? Vacuum industrial.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, I told them. Oh, the Amerivax AVS 20 retractable nozzle vacuum sealer. That one starts at 2 grand. But
Yeah,
the keyword is nozzle vacuum sealer, because all the other vacuum sealers, they have this like flat piece with like a little vacuuming area, and that just doesn't seem to like concentrate enough suction to like do what you need to do. And plus you want to look for the little PSI gauge, cuz I mean, like you have like with the one that we tested out, there's no way to really measure how much it's actually sucking out, and it tricks itself into thinking that it's at the pressure it needs to be when it's not.
Alex, it only runs for a certain amount of time and it's preset to run. And the thing is, it's like if we had food, it's probably fabulous, but we're trying to suck the air out of the product. And yeah, one thing that I noticed about this one versus a lot of the other ones we watch videos on is this one, the motor never seemed like it was straining, and we tricked it and actually sucked down one towel, but we had to turn it off and start it again and turn it off and start it again and turn it off and start it again before it went to the seal portion. And it's just preset for whatever it is. Now, if it had an adjustment on it, I would absolutely love this one, and I think it'd be great. But you get what? Dusty
Film roll
said,
holders for the tent rack, similar to what 44 tools sell. What?
talking about.
I just typed in 44 rolls.
Are we finding it?
No, I typed in tent rack and I got tint off, tent slime ultra, tent meter. I don't know what you're talking about. He's talking about the thing that holds the box on a ladder. Talking about box
Oh,
litter?
they call it a film ring. Up, Marquise Paul.
Oh, what's that for?
I don't know. What is it?
Film roll keeper, adjustable, keeps edges from fraying. Maybe that's what we can make with our plastic printer.
What is it called? Film ring?
Yeah. It
Oh,
looks like it goes.
those. So they got large and small. Um, so what we have is
Oh, I found it. Yeah.
the fusion strap, and it's like a snap bracelet. It does the same thing, only you don't have to get large and small and hope it fits because it just fits. But those are cute, and we probably should sell them. I've never used one, so I can't really have an opinion on it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh God, Dusty's messaging me. Oh,
He messaged me
Ratliff.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Are those good? I mean, I guess it seems like it should be pretty legit.
I don't know. We're yellow tape gang over here.
Um, Performax film ring.
Is that it? Let's see.
I am always super open for suggestions, so if I can find a source for it,
Mm. I feel like there's probably another name for it. I bet you it's used in a different type of industry because I see Performax sells plumbing supplies. So I wonder if it's like originally a plumbing thing. Oh, Nope. They also sell stuff at Menards. Combination snap ring plier set. So what if we go to Menards and type in Performax?
Look for their website. Um, Performax is a very commonly used name. Who knew?
Seems like 44 Tools is like the only place that sells them. Either that or everyone's SEO sucks.
Yeah, well, and a lot of manufacturers' SEO sucks. So Performax does look like a Menards brand.
Well, they have Lowe's stuff at Lowe's too, and Walmart. I bet you it is a repurposed item though.
Oh, absolutely. Most of our items are.
That'd be
Not,
so funny if it's like a gasket for a toilet flapper.
oh,
Toilet flapper gasket. Tank canister gasket. We're gonna figure this out.
damn
Might not be
right.
today. Might not be tomorrow.
Might
But
not
one day
ever
when
be.
I'm gonna have to fix my toilet one day, and I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna be like, "That's what it is. Haha, I found it." Can you do a live boxing of an order I just placed?
Yes,
I don't
sort
know.
of.
We have Ayana working here on Tuesdays, and she's pretty damn quick. It might be already packaged.
Nope, she's watching the show.
Oh.
But maybe, maybe we could. You could log in on your phone and run out there and video her packaging and picking that order. Huh? Maybe.
Maybe.
Alex is going to try something very technologically advanced.
Oh yeah, I gotta do it from Safari because Apple. Holy shit.
Getting closer. Find it.
Um, Restream.io.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, it's Howard. What's up, Howard?
What's up, Howard? I believe we talked about you today.
I don't know if that's true or not. Uh, don't move too fast. Oh, that's stupid.
Uh-oh, she's picking orders. It's not working? Hurry. He's laughing at you. To find him. He's going to be logging in here any second. He's trying. She's laughing. Hold on, Ayana.
Orders.
We got 2 of them.
Oh,
Hold on, I gotta
yeah.
go in my
You gotta,
settings.
you gotta go to high definition too.
Oh, geez, the web layout or the mobile layout changed.
Oh,
Settings, video,
No.
back camera,
Hey, Alex.
full definition.
it's important, Ayana. Customers have requests.
Okay, is this him?
No, that's somebody else.
Oh yeah, this is Ayana. This is our latest and greatest.
She keeps Alex in check, so he makes no mistakes.
I know sometimes I feel like she's my boss. All right, so we got the scrub it, scrub pad, and the replacement pads. Oh, look at that! I just put those on the website today. Good thing I did that. You're the first person to buy those. Oh, and the all type. I can help you out with that. Do you need help? Do you want me to grab your phone?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, she remembers where she set stuff down, Alex. Your video is
On
mirrored, Alex.
This is all the fun stuff.
You're supposed to be like following Ayana.
Oh, dude, it's a mirrored mode for some reason.
Said that too. I have a funny feeling Alex can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, he hears me.
Can you hear me?
He just not. I can hear you.
All right. Oh, look, this is the extra step we take.
We do extra things.
Yeah, you got
Sometimes
the
they
gripper
work,
sticker.
sometimes they don't. The gripper sticker.
Yep, the gripper.
We do everything we can to ensure that your shit doesn't like leak all over the packaging.
And look, we got big boxes, we got little boxes, got all the
And
boxes.
okay, so let's be real about this too. For you guys ordering from other places and then getting these random ass Amazon boxes, like who needs that in their life? Wait a minute. That's the box that our goddamn vacuum thing came in. We do not ship customers' orders out in Amazon.
Ooh, and look at our new crispy towels.
Crispy.
Yeah, crispy.
How cool would it be if you wasn't in mirrored mode?
Inception.
It's weird. It's weird watching it in mirrored mode because, like, I know what that room's supposed to look like, and it's all backwards.
I think it's actually making me motion sick.
I can imagine. Oh, look, we're making bubbles. And yes, you will never find a frickin' packing peanut in your box from Sun Distributing. Let me just make that real clear.
Yeah, Tint Slime.
Yes, Tim, I send you the Amazon boxes.
It's because you're not special. No, Tim.
Well, I don't. If he orders tools from me, he doesn't get an Amazon box.
Dusty said when she answered the phone last week, I was like, what happened to Alex? Did he get surgery to get his own Bud Light can? He said that.
That's great. That's hilarious.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
I mean, you just don't know, right?
Coors Light called, said they had tough competition, so.
Don't even know
all
what that
right.
means.
Then this is where it goes before it goes there. Are you satisfied?
Are we doing well?
Yeah, we're doing good. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being resourceful, Tim. Sometimes that's the name of the game.
Yeah, we're not mad at you, Tim. You have a lot going on. You're not trying to be just one thing and pretend you're better than everybody else. You are humble
Howard.
and you are passing the savings along to people.
Yes, I did that last. I ordered my brass sprayer. It came in the Amazon box, but it's okay. I didn't have to pay for shipping.
Oh, well, there's that. But that's because we were sending you a big box of something, anyways.
You know, and like shipping, that's like a whole nother freaking topic, and that's not even on our list. Ugh. I've had like 3 people ask me today about why did we change shipping. How are you able to rock around the red carpet without weapon?
The cart.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot that was then. I almost had another missing tooth from that. Oh, did we change who we ship with? No, we didn't. We're still with UPS. It's just the UPS prices are getting out of hand.
And I get yelled at for it. People actually email me on the weekends and say, "How dare you try to charge me $16 to ship one hard card?" And it's like, guys, UPS is charging you $16 to ship one hard card. Put more shit in your fucking cart and then check out. It'll still be $16. Ugh. But no, I had to stop the conversation because I was going to get rude. But the reality is, I understand. A lot of you guys don't understand how it works. And
It's the
UPS is
people
a
again.
company.
Uh-huh.
Well, UPS is a company that has a bottom line. Their minimum is what it is. And the thing is, the UPS has the most reliable service of anyone we've used, and we've used everyone we could get our hands on trying to find a way to save you guys money. But the reality is, sometimes you get what you pay for. And UPS's thing is they don't care if it fits in an envelope. If it costs, if they say it costs $16 to get to your house, it costs $16. The good news is sometimes it costs $16 to get to your house to get a 24-inch by 12-inch by 10-inch box full of stuff, and it's the same $16. So then you got to ask yourself, am I wasting my money by buying 2 hard cards versus could I buy, let's see, I'm going to need a couple of packs of blades, I'm going to need some scraper blades, I'm going to, oh, you know what, I need a couple of squeegee blades, I need this, I need that, oh, let me throw in a dash towel and a soak shield, and before you know it, you've got a bunch of stuff in there, and it costs you $16 to ship it.
And it's
So
like, do we go to this? Do we like drive 5 miles out all the way to the store just to turn in 5 pop cans, or do we wait for that whole bag to fill up?
that's a very good analogy.
Yeah.
I actually kind of love that. Like UPS, I use them all the time. I wish the companies that charge $25 for one thing and then you add more and it goes up because they said they ship because of weight. So we calculate based on weight, and it's pretty accurate unless you get multiple boxes, and then you'll get a deal. and I'll lose money because we have, as you saw with Alex's walk around, we have a bunch of different size boxes. So we try to pack your order in what it fits in just to make it a little more secure for you instead of doing like some people use a standard box and then they can say whatever fits in this box and then they can do per box up to a certain weight and then the calculation will go from one to the other. But when you got a company telling you that it's because they do for weight, unless you're ordering something heavy, then I could see it going up. But it takes a lot to go up versus weight. But you also have an option to calculate items separately, and that's a whole different thing. And yes, it will go up per item then. And I don't check that box because I don't think that's the way to go. I think that's just a shit move. Although it will help you make money on. Oh, and by the way, also on the shipping, just so everybody knows, I put a 10% discount on shipping. So what you're getting charged is actually less than it costs me. I want to do free shipping. I try to do free shipping, and I still will do free shipping on orders over 750. But anything less than that, it just doesn't work because there's so many items there's no profit margin in. And so I lose money more than I break even. And,
Yo,
if you order
it's it,
200, it was $250. And if you order $260 worth of stuff and you buy the right items, I actually, the profit margin does not cover the shipping, which means I spent money to sell you products. And that's not good, right? You don't want me to do that because businesses don't stay in business when they do that. And so we're just balancing things out. And it is what it
yeah, I
is.
mean, especially when we ship to places like Otisville.
Yeah, I mean, what's that? Where that like UPS is like, look, we don't even know where that is, so we're gonna have to charge you a premium so that we can find it.
Indiana's kind of expensive too, just because of them having to go to Chicago just to go back to Indiana.
Yes. Oh my God. And I blame UPS for that. I think that they should plan that better. But I mean, you got Indianapolis, so if you live near Indianapolis, it's probably going to go straight to Indianapolis. I'm not sure, but yeah, anywhere outside of Indianapolis, it seems like it goes to Chicago first, and it's like sometimes that doesn't even make sense.
I feel
But
like it would
some
make more sense to go to like Columbus and
Hey,
then
what's up,
Indiana.
Brian?
I don't know.
Sometimes or Maumee. A lot of stuff goes to Maumee and then turns somewhere, but there's this breakoff point where UPS is like, nope, it's going to Chicago first. And so that's its own thing.
Anything Utah's expensive too. Which is weird. Like like there's some places in California you could ship a small package for like $9, and then Utah it's just like $23, like for the same package.
Right? Huh. I'm still having no luck finding that thing elsewhere. But if we don't know what its original use is, then we might have a hard time finding it.
Speaking of tools, I've been having a lot of people asking about the difference between different squeegees and stuff. I had some people that are like looking for something a little different. They're Orange Crush users. Um, they don't like the red line for whatever reason. They think that it's the tool's fault. When they get scratches and stuff. I don't know. And like I try to like suggest a flat out because it is technically the same durometer, even though it's made out of a different material. And I've never used it, but I would imagine that it glides a little smoother. Um,
Flat
but
out, flat out seems to have a little different feel. But I mean, so when you're coming from an orange crush, it's going to be really difficult to find that happy medium. And what I like, I mean, I hate to say it, I keep going back to the hybrid, and the hybrid makes you feel good. It's got the orange side, um, and it's got the blue side. Now both sides feel a lot alike, and the hybrid extracts so much more water. And Jeremy, we could talk about the dehydra, but see, I've for almost 2 years now had 100 dehydras on order, and I haven't received a single one. And I'm not really that interested in selling a product I can't stock. So, and besides that, honestly, squeegees are squeegees. It's going to boil down to which one fits you, and I mean, look, we got Mike Sanchez boasting about the fact that he just, he's got this new revolutionary squeegee. I'm I've been tinting for an awful lot of years. And I did when the sledgehammer came out, I used it because, it was boasted about how, oh, it's going to do 500-600 cars and you're never going to nick the blade. And in 2 weeks, I had the fucking blade nicked. Why? Because I use it the way I use it. And squeegees are going to do what squeegees are going to do. There is no magical solution for, oh, this one's so much better than that one. I mean, that's cool. I get it. And don't get me wrong, because it's popular, I would carry it and I would sell it. But guess what? It doesn't get shipped to me, so I don't sell it. I got no reason to promote it. And for somebody who's been tinting for 35 years, I don't really see the difference. I've tried the product. In fact, somewhere right here, I have a dehydra. And it's fucking squeegee, guys. It's a squeegee. You know what? Actually, let's get down to what most of this boils down to. It's a popularity contest. It really is. And when everyone's hyped about something, it's cool to use it. But you got to look at your bottom line. Does it affect your bottom line? Does it affect your production? Does it affect your ability? Does it affect your cost? And I don't think it's a clear max. I mean, it might be. It's definitely not a clear crush. And you know what? Now that you mention it, it feels a lot like the clear max. I don't know. I didn't put enough effort into it because I didn't care. See, some of the tools that I sell, if I sold what I knew worked and what I used and what's helped me make $1 million a year, and yes, I've done that, tinting windows. Um, well, I guess I can't say maked. How about grossed? Yeah, that's more like it. Then my store would be so small, you'd be like, what the fuck, guys? But see, popularity sells things. And when somebody finds the neat little ticket to make a product popular, then it starts selling. But if you get honest with yourself, look at the man in the mirror and check the bank account. Does it affect your bottom line, positive or negative? And with a lot of these tools, it doesn't. It's what makes you feel good to use it because it's what, people I like. And yeah, Jeremy, you're right. Personal preference is all it is. It's when it comes down to it. And the reason I know this is because I started tinting in the 80s and we didn't have all these options. We had like 3 options. I mean, for God's sakes, to do the bottom of a back window, we used a fucking clipboard. We didn't have tools that we have today. And you know what? We made damn good money and we did the thing and we had no issues. So, I mean, it boils down to what you want to use and what makes your day better. And for sale sign. Oh, yeah. And another thing, like glass aid tape, it's really cool. It protects the window, but it has another neat feature. Most of the time, you don't need to use a light to cut around the window. So that's super cool. to help not use a light to cut around the window, we used to take the floor mats, that the dealership uses, and would slide that in the back window, and you could see the line perfectly. We ain't doing that anymore. Um, but I'd be willing to bet if somebody could figure out a way to make doing that popular, you'd sell it by the truckload. And but we have a lot of fly by night things because they get a little whim of popular, and here and there we do find something that revolutionizes things or makes our life better. But the truth is, use what you like. You know, would I sell you dehydras and sledgehammers and all those wonderful things that Rodney has? Absolutely. But Rodney ain't selling me tools. I don't know why, but I do know that everybody that's anybody in the industry will sell me tools. And I network well. I mean, our name is Sun Distributing. Sun stands for Solar United Network because there is not a company out there that I can't hit it off well with. Does that mean that everybody will sell me their stuff? No. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And honestly, I don't care because it doesn't affect my bottom line. And as a business owner, whether you're a tinner, distributor, filmmaker, it doesn't matter when you're a business owner. You got to look at what is going to what's going to create your future, and a particular brand of dash towel is not going to. A particular brand of soak rope is not going to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Soak Shield, I love it. Soak Shield's the inventor of the soak rope. Does that mean it's the first one ever? No, it's the first industry one ever. We've been using cotton ropes for 30 years to tuck in places we didn't want to get wet. And Robert Oman figured out a way to take some microfiber yarn and braid it together and glue the ends and make a nice little protective rope for us that we could buy from our tool distributors. And Don said 28%. I don't know what that means. But yeah, and when it comes to film suppliers, any of you guys that have been around Facebook for a while and paying attention, you'll probably notice there's a flavor of the month. Who's doing what? Matt Blackmer, when his YouTube channel started getting popular again, what did he choose? He chose to use GeoShield. So because he uses GeoShield is reeling to try to keep up with the business. Now, does GeoShield have a great product? They do. They have an excellent product. Is it the best thing out there for you? I don't know. For some, I would say yes. For others, I would say probably not. You got to look at what your market will bear, what you will bear. When someone says you'll get what you pay for, you got to understand what you're paying for. Sometimes you're paying for popularity. Sometimes a company might be so popular that they can charge a higher price. Take 3M, for example, and I dare them to send me a fucking letter. But whatever, nobody cares. Take 3M, for example. Great company. God damn, do you got to pay a lot of money for their product. And they got strict rules about how much of their product you have to buy. But on the other hand, 3M's a household name. So what are you paying for? You're paying for the ability to not have a salesperson up front. You're paying for the ability to have customers walk in without any questions because you carry 3M and they know the name. Aside from that, my film's better than most of 3M's film. I don't actually think that 3M has a better film than Helios. I don't know that for a fact. I'd have to do some serious comparing, but I've played with some 3M products and a lot of it they're not selling window film. They're selling a brand and that's what you're paying for. So when you're paying more money for something, understand what you're paying for because you do get what you're paying for, but you might think you're paying for a better quality film and you might be paying for popularity. Does that make sense? Because it makes sense to me. And Here I am. I mean, look at the evidence. Where did I start? I started as a guy working in a flea market selling car stereo stuff. And one day I learned how to tint windows. One day I realized that knowing how to do all the electronics and accessories and everything else was holding me back, and I became just a window tinter. And then one day I lost my job and decided to go into it for myself. And then one year I realized I broke $1 million. And then I realized I had a little bit of clout in this industry and I became a distributor, all on a window tinter's salary. And here I am today with over 1,400 SKUs and the ability to push buttons and make things happen for you guys. So when I tell you things, it's because that's my experience. Now, does that make it true for you? Absolutely not. I didn't walk your path. I walked my path, but it probably looks a lot like your path. And if you can relate to any of the things that I say, then maybe it is the truth for you. That's for you to decide. I don't know. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I mean, I don't know. So today I had to get some blood work done, and the lady on the phone I'm not friends with anymore because she told me I couldn't have anything this morning, not even black coffee, which I thought was kind of odd. And she sympathized with me, and she's like, "Yeah, black coffee, is like, something we always used to have. I don't know why they changed it, but yeah, nothing except for water." So this morning, I spent all morning trying to convince my brain that this water was coffee and you're going to wake up. And I spent half of the day in a haze, and I finally got to do my goddamn blood work. And the people that was doing the blood work is like, "Who told you that? That's not accurate." So I've been a little funk today. And, so it's like misinformation. And I see misinformation happen all the time. And I certainly don't try to give misinformation because it matters to me. And it affects me. It affects you. It affects everybody.
Is this
But
the prelude to you have to go to the bathroom?
no, why? What?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were gonna say I drank so much water, and then I thought you were gonna be like, "I'll be right back."
Dude, that was this morning. That's hilarious. But no, that is the thing with me lately, though. I drink a lot of water. And, I about 6 months ago, I started really struggling with like thirst and not being able to quench it. And then Alex and some other people in my life told me that's like diabetes, dude. And I'm like, I'm not interested in having diabetes. Well, you need to go to the doctor. Well, I'm not interested in go to the fucking doctor either. I just ain't that kind of guy. And all right, Jeremy, go get your damn bike finished. You got like just a few more screws and only a couple more days to get it all put together. You got
You're
racing
not
to do this weekend.
you're not sick. You're just having bike withdrawals.
Yeah, racing withdrawals. But yeah, so I cut out sugar. I started drinking Diet Pop. I stopped putting cream and sugar in my coffee. I try to stay away from the snack box. I do pretty good most of the time. Well, maybe. I don't know. But most of the time
We'll
I do
see.
pretty good.
We'll see when she comes this week.
Yeah, well, the total hasn't been going down. I just blame you guys. I pretend you're eating it all. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And nobody better tell Mary any different. But so I've lost almost 30 pounds and I feel like better than I have in years, like maybe a decade. I don't know. Maybe not quite a decade, but at least 5 years. I don't know. I just, it's funny when I broke 40, I just started putting on weight. My metabolism didn't do what it used to do, and it was like whatever. You know, I'm going to be fat. It's fine. But the whole diabetes idea kind of made me concerned enough to do something a little different. And um, I just did the things to kind of keep the sugar levels under control. And as a result of doing that, I just started losing weight gradually. I've tried to diet a couple times just to see if I could get my girlish figure back from pre 40s. And I'm impatient. I don't get the results fast enough. But by just trying to keep my sugar under control, I wasn't looking for results. And I realized that we have a scale in our bathroom. And I used to be 210. And now I'm like 180. And it's crazy. Talked to the doctor today and he's like, yeah. I told him I'm looking, I was always 160 to 165 and I'd like to lose another 15, 20 pounds. And he said, why don't you try to keep it between 10 and 15 pounds? That'd be a good weight for you. And I'm like, oh, closer than I thought. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And he's, I guess, going to get my blood sugar and stuff under control. And maybe things will start working better and I'll lose the rest of that and things will balance itself out. I don't know. Hardest part of picking a film line, I use Union since I started with TSO and get 10% seems a lot are social media hype. Yeah, a lot of films are, like for the longest time because of the famous people on social media, Expel got huge. Now, don't get me wrong, Expel is an excellent marketing company and a branding company, and they do really well. Do they have a good film? Hell yeah, they got a good film. Is it the best film out there? No, there's no such thing as the best film out there. It doesn't exist. Personally, I would tell you I have the best film out there. Why? Because I can shrink my film around a basketball. I also know that if you hold on to your customer database and you stay in one place and you tint windows, in a couple of years, your customers aren't going to come looking for you for redos. They're not going to have problems because I get to go hand pick the films that I sell and put my name on. And that's important. Now, do I have all the social media branding hoorah? No. I I've always been a behind the scenes kind of guy. This tool talk thing is the most out there thing I've ever done. I'm that guy that only the people who know because I don't put myself out there. But once a week I get, like right now I got 11 of you. Earlier we had 16 of you. Once a week I put myself out there for all dozen of you to see. I but I don't promote it. You notice I don't do a cool, join us, we're coming kind of thing. And um I don't do any of that thing to try to push viewers. I just, you know what? If you know, you know. If you find me, if you enjoy the show, you're going to watch. If you're not going to enjoy the show, then you don't watch. And I'm okay with either. I don't need to be popular. But if you ask any one of these guys that are doing a YouTube show, ask them who is Rick McIntyre. Every one of them is going to tell you something different. Not one of them is going to say anything negative. And I don't do it for that either. I just that's how people view me. And I don't know.
Well, hey Zach, if you're looking for some good quality film and you're just working out of the garage and you're looking for a supplier, I pinned our website here, sundistributingdirect.com. We actually just got the new domain name, so you can just go to sundistributing.com and that works too. And, check out some Helios.
Yeah, supposedly I think it's the 20th of this month. I should be able to transfer it over to my own server. Right now it's in purgatory, I guess you could say. Anytime a domain transfers ownership, I guess they have to hold it for 2 months, and it's ridiculous. But I get it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, sundistributing.com does work because even though they hold it in purgatory, they allow me to use it and point it to my website. But the website is actually sundistributingdirect.com. If that's too much to type, toolsfortint.com, the word tools, the number 4, and the word tint.com is as small of a easy domain as I could find because I ain't smart as Matt. Matt bought 313tint.com. I was like, wait, what? Fuck.
We gotta look for 248tint.com now.
Yeah, I don't know. I own a lot of domains because I was looking for the perfect domain, and I don't know, but
Darkside Customs uses Helios. Darkside, how do you feel about Helios?
you don't need a big film name to get you noticed. It does help, but your reputation. Well, and your reputation is what's going to build your longevity. So we started in, I think it was 2015 at the location. We used to be mobile, and then we opened a shop, and the repeat customers get us through the winter. We don't have to worry about Google advertising, AdWords, or all that stuff to bring in work because all winter long we pay the bills and it's just repeat customers. And you can't get that with a film brand. Most customers aren't loyal, so don't expect them all to be your repeat customers. Oh, Tim bought 419 Tim. But
248tint, it's actually already redirected to something else. It's a tinting company in Indiana, which doesn't
oh,
make
that
sense.
makes a lot of sense. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Love the stuff. Shrinks itself on most windows. Tacks up great and lays down smooth. And that's what I was talking about earlier in the office.
Oh
18
yeah,
years of
so
tinting. Huh?
we were talking about, so film has a language, and every brand is going to speak a little bit of a different language. But if you understand, just like having a dog, most of the time you know what your dog wants. Your dog's going to look at you, he's going to make stupid noises, and you're going to be like, "Oh, you want a treat?" or "Oh, you want to go outside?" Rarely once you've had a dog for a while, do you not know what your dog wants? And you don't speak fucking dog, but you kind of do. You can't talk back to it. You can't tell it, unless you train it. You can tell it to sit or speak or roll over and all that stuff, but that's different. But window film is a lot like that. When you're trying to shrink window film, your film is going to talk to you. It's going to tell you what it needs and what you should do. And if you understand that about window film, you can shrink anything and you won't. Switching films isn't going to fuck you up because you're reading the film and you're listening to the film and what it's asking for, and you're going to just do a good job. A lot of newer tinners haven't quite ingrained that language in them. The nice thing about Helios is it's almost multi-language, lingual.
Multilingual.
Yeah, it like kind of listens to you or adapts to you. So whatever your shrinking technique is, Helios is the kind of film that says, okay, I can work with this. But like I said, I could shrink my film around a basketball. It's just, and that's the other thing is how far does your film shrink? And I got to go do a bailout last week for somebody with a Beetle. And we're in Michigan. I'm not going to name any names, and I'm not going to name any film brands as much as I want to. And so I want to. But one thing I can tell you is this film did not shrink well. But I still laid the back window down in one shot because I just paid attention to what the film needed to get there. And it was everything that film could do to shrink that far. But it did. So you can use any film that you want. Now, here's the thing. It took me probably the better part of 35, 40 minutes to lay that back window down. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what the fuck? With my film, I'd have laid this down in 10 minutes, 15 max. So then you got to ask yourself, what's your time worth? But the reality is, if you've got 3 4 hours to spend on a car, and that's what it normally does, and you do maybe 2 cars, maybe three or two in a set of doors or something like that a day, and it's where you're comfortable, then a film like that probably isn't going to affect your bottom line. But if you're like me and you come to realize that time is the most expensive thing that you have to offer, then you start looking at things like that and you're like, maybe I need a film that shrinks a little faster. And I'm not saying that Helios shrinks faster, because in my opinion, it's a little bit slower of a shrinking film. But the thing is, it shrinks like butter, and it shrinks a long freaking ways, which means that you don't have to necessarily give the film all of what it needs to get it done, because it's flexible and it's like, yeah, I can work with what you're giving me, and it does the job. So, and it's a lifetime warranty color stable film. My dyed film is made by a very, very popular dyed film manufacturer, and it is not Eastman, but it is the only other vertically integrated film manufacturer in the world. And you know, I don't know. I'm not allowed to tell you guys what it is, and I certainly couldn't tell you on something that YouTube's going to keep and make available for you. But one thing I can tell you is, in 10 years, I don't care if you're in the deep south, it's still going to look fantastic. And yes, it's a dyed film. What's up, Jamal? And my other films, because of the experience I had with any HP films back in, well, 20 years ago, 2003, when Cadillac decided that they're going to come out with their Cadillac decided that they're going to come out with their DTS with the factory nav, and um, they put the freaking GPS antenna under the rear window, under the package tray, and it had to see through the rear window, and the HP film didn't allow it. And I had to redo a lot of windows after that, because I did all the film for this Cadillac dealership. And so it was on me to make it right. And it sucked, and I vowed never to use HP film again. And so I go to a different manufacturer, because the company that makes my Orbit, their next step up is an HP film, and the step up from there is an HP ceramic film. Both great films. I just ain't going to put my customers in a position to have what happened to me happen, because when you sell 3 lines of film, the most popular line that you sell is going to be your middle line. And no, Don, I didn't. It's thick, it's slow, and it didn't. I just. But you know what? It works for you, and it's not giving you any problems, and you're happy with it. So I just. But I'm not trying to name any names, Don. But anyway, so that's why I use a nanocarbon and a nanocarbon ceramic for my other top 2 lines, is because I just vowed never to even associate myself with a metallized film, because up until 2003 I never had a problem with metallized film until I did. And that's what a lot of people I see talking about, well, I've never had a problem with it. No, none of us ever had a problem with anything until we had a problem with it. And how big is that problem going to be for you? And if, again, looking back at your bottom line, is it going to affect your bottom line if you avoid that problem? And usually the answer is no. So why wouldn't you just not? I mean, is it your ego? Is it like, oh, I'm better than everybody else that's having all these problems, so I'm not going to follow the industry because I. And don't get me wrong, I'm not preaching from a soapbox here. I always took Ford mirrors off, and I had taken off hundreds, maybe even thousands of Ford mirrors without breaking a windshield. But guess what happened one day? I broke a windshield. And I thought to myself, huh, I don't even need to break windshields. And it's my pride and my ego is why I'm taking this off because I can do the job without taking it off, and the customer never knows I did anything different. Huh, what an idiot I am. Oh, we also had the conversation earlier. How do you tell people they're stupid without telling them they're stupid? But guess what, Alex?
What?
I just realized something.
What?
It's 11 minutes after 5.
Yeah.
This whole 1 hour tool talk thing, man, I'm telling you, it's short. But one thing I can promise you we're going to do is we're going to start tightening things up. We're going to have topics. We're going to have things that we want to talk about. We're going to try to keep it interesting for you guys, because we are going to, every Tuesday, we're only going to give you an hour or an hour and 11 minutes. I don't, but we're, uh, we're going to try to stay focused on things. And I'm not going to try not to hurt feelings moving forward. You know what? You guys deserve the truth about things. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus or calling people out, and I'm not going to name any names and stuff, but I'm going to try to enlighten you on things to look out for so that you can see things that I see, if that makes sense. But Helios needs a warm up and then it lays out. Yeah, okay, maybe it's a slow start and shrinking. Because, yeah, I mean, once it starts shrinking, it just goes. But it's not a thin film by any means. Thin films, a lot of people struggle with. Thicker films do tend to be a little easier to shrink. Too thick a film, it's just starts to be, I mean, too much of a good thing, I guess, makes it a bad thing. But, anyways, guys, God, I feel like, I did 2 hours for too long. But Alex is telling me I have to get off here because it's time for him to punch out so he doesn't get overtime.
Oh yeah,
That's
so
going to
that
become a
week's
thing.
possible.
This week, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. I was thinking about that. I might have to send you on an extra long lunch one day. But we'll see.
Uh,
Anyways, guys, you have been awesome. I appreciate you guys sticking around for this. And, until next week,